Welcome to GameStop. Not
Wow.
100% did not mean to say
Chad
say
summoned
GameStop.
a demon.
Welcome to Respawning Fire, RAFter Dark. This is the After Dark. This is the dark version of this thing, the darkest timeline in the dark. We're demons. This is RAFter Dark. Hey everyone, this is Respawning Fire special monthly episode where we give our patrons something a little bit early and we talk. This is specifically a flavor of this that we do not talk about video games on. We call it RAFter Dark. I'm one of your but you access this early on patreon.com/respawningfire. You can access this late like a loser a month after it goes up. Yeah,
You're not a
like a
loser.
loser. Anyone who listened to RAFter Dark 1 on March 1st or later, 2025, you're a fucking loser.
No.
Or
you're not a loser. You're okay by me.
All right, go join the losers, Cozy. That was Cozy. Alex, guess he's a loser now, Cozina. How you doing, Alex?
Nope, not a loser. Never been a loser. Never will be a loser. I will always be a winner. And you're the loser.
We also have Joel. Only wins Campos. How are you, Joel?
I stay winning. Always winning. Always on top.
Always.
Never on bottom.
Speaking of tops and bottoms, we've got Adam by winning. Gumbert, how are you, Adam?
Hey, I don't know what the word you just said was, but thank you.
By winning, I said tops, bottoms, and then I said by because like haha, but also by winning was like Charlie Sheen's thing when he was going through his whole.
Oh, I thought it was duh winning. I didn't know it was by winning.
No, by winning.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, he's like I'm winning at this and I'm winning at that. I'm by winning or something like that.
Oh, well, there you go. Nailed it.
Twinning.
Started to associate with Charlie Sheen.
It was twinning.
No, I feel like twinning is a sex
Definitely
thing.
was not twinning.
By winning, Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen says he's not bipolar, but by winning.
Good talk.
In an interview. And I'm Chad. I'm just regular by. What's up, everyone? This is RAFter Dark. Joel, you bought a suit. A non-gaming suit.
A non-gaming suit. Yeah, I did.
This is not a haptic suit you put on for VR.
Chad, list 3 facts about me.
3 facts about Joel. Goes to a lot of weddings.
There you go. That's it. You unlocked the key. I bought a new suit because I go to a lot of weddings. That's the story. I have
people got tired of seeing the regular ass Joel suit in there.
Yeah, so
your
like
usual suit's like a gray suit, right?
Yeah,
that's what I see. Yeah.
I have a gray suit that I wear to everything I go to because I paid a lot of money for it for my wedding. It's completely tailored to me, and so I bought it for my wedding, and I've worn it to everything. I was like, I should get a new suit because like I've also lost some weight the last year, so it's like a little loose on me and like looks a little.
I can tell.
Like,
I was gonna say right now, I was like, you're looking svelte.
It's a little loose on me, so like it looks a little like I'm wearing some hand-me-down clothes right now. So I was like, all right, let's go. I told my wife like let's stop at like a Kohl's or something, just because I want to try on like suit coats there and see like what size I am, right? Because I'm not gonna go. So my existing suit is an Indochino suit, which is completely custom, where you go in, they measure your whole body. It's kind of awkward and weird because they're doing it in front of people, strangers you don't know. And they make you the full suit and send it to you. And I didn't want to go that route just because like it's expensive. And if I've lost weight this past year, who knows if I'm going to lose even more next year. So I was like, I'm just going to go into Kohl's, try on suit coats, see which one fits me best right now. And, go online and find a suit I actually like. So I ordered a teal colored suit, like not a bright teal.
Oh,
it's like a dark teal. Yeah. I wanted to get something different. And my wife approved of it. At first, I was going to get like a burgundy suit, which honestly might be in my future because burgundy is a sick color. The only reason she steered me away from it is because she said that it feels too wintry. Like burgundy is like a real wintry color.
Yeah.
So if I have any winter weddings coming up, maybe I'll be buying a burgundy suit. But yeah, I bought a teal suit.
Dude, your teal suit with your like light brown / blonde / maybe a little tinted ginger hair and your beard is gonna look so good.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find a picture. So I ordered it from a place called Suit Shop, which specializes in suits. if you
That
couldn't guess.
sounds like the right place to order a suit from.
Hold on. And I wanna show you the picture that sold me on this particular suit. This is not going well. Hold on. Why can I not find this? Looking for the color teal. There's the burgundy one. Here, teal suit. So, let me unblur my background again so that this is actually kind of visible.
The
This is the
background
teal suit.
is being unblurred.
It's hard
Ooh.
to tell in the picture, but it's like a
Right.
darker teal. It's not like vibrant. But this is the picture that sold me on this suit. Is this fucking guy? Are you kidding? Look at this guy. Hey, I'm just a casual guy. I told Elise, I was like, that's me if I was like an alternate timeline if I'm gay. That is me in this picture.
Okay.
So yeah, that's I got a new suit because I have 3 weddings coming up between April and May. I have
Wow.
I have a wedding beginning of April, like first weekend, a wedding like the 3rd weekend of April, and then a wedding the 1st weekend of May. 3
Joel,
weddings like in
Oh
4
my
are
weeks.
you
God.
on a subscription? Or like, do you have like some like subscription service that invites you to weddings?
Yeah, so like I'm I'm on a subscription on a website where they give me 20 wedding tickets a year, and if I don't use them, I lose them. So I
Yeah.
have to go to these weddings, or I'm missing out on these free meals and drinks. Yeah, so I have 3 weddings, so I was like, I'm gonna buy a new suit. But here's the issue I have now, though. One big issue is this suit's not gonna be tailored to me. But
Hmm.
luckily, me and my friends, we found a guy, a local guy. He's like a Taiwanese guy, like a few neighborhoods away, like over in like uptown area. And this man works magic. Like you go in there, he's like, "All right, go behind that curtain." It's like the most janky shop you've ever seen. It's like, "All right, go in there and put the suit on with the shoes you're gonna wear. Go in there, come out." This man like dives to his knees and is immediately just like measuring stuff. Like he's like, "How tight do you want it around your like calf? How tight do you want it around your ankle?" To a point to where I took Elise there because she needed to get like a dress like hemmed up a bit because it was a little long. And this guy's just all up in there. He's like immediately, he's like, "All right, what do you need? When do you need it by?" And like to a point to where somebody came in with a suit one time when I was in there, and they were getting it like resized, and he's like, "When do you need this guy by?" The guy's like, 2 days, and the guy's like, "All right, no problem. Come in on Tuesday." I was like, "This fucking guy is what is he doing here? How's he doing? How does he get that turnaround time?" So when this suit comes in, assuming everything fits like correctly, I'm gonna take it to him, even if it like feels like it looks fine because I know this guy, he's gonna do me
Yeah.
good, right? He's
Yep.
gonna make this look as good as it can on my body. Um, so yeah, definitely doing that. I was gonna say
You should
something
do.
else, but
I had a
forgot.
friend in college who did that with all of his dress shirts. He would just buy like the cheap regular ass dress shirts at I don't know Kohl's or something like that, and then he would just go get them tailored, and it was like $2 a shirt to just make it actually fit his body instead of looking like a cheap ass shirt. You
My
should do
issue
that
is
with your old suit too.
my issue is I work from home, so I don't really have many dress shirts. Yeah, but my old suit, I'll probably also take it at the same time when I go to get the new one tailored, just because, like I was saying, my issue is the teal suit. I'm gonna see 2 of the weddings are family weddings on Elisa's side, so I can't be wearing the teal suit to both of those because it's
Yeah.
gonna stand out. I'm gonna get a lot of comments at one wedding about the teal suit. Next wedding, I can't be wearing that same teal suit. You know what I mean? I
Right.
gotta switch it
Right.
up. Whereas a gray suit, you can wear to any wedding you want, and no, you're not sticking out, right? Nobody's gonna be like, "Joel, is that the same fucking suit?" No,
Yeah, is
because
it
it's
the
a
same
gray
one we
suit.
saw you get married in because we're Elisa's family?
Is that the same one we saw you got married in 4 years ago? 2 years ago? 2.5 years ago? Yeah. So, yeah, that's my suit. Those are my suit antics, my wedding antics coming up. I'm sure if we have RAFter Darks coming up, I'll have plenty to talk about at the end of April.
Hell yeah. Do you have any? Are there any fun stories from some recent weddings you've attended that you want to put on the plate now as an appetizer?
Um, Recent wedding. So the last wedding I went to was in November, for my good friend Digo. Using a
Not a
nickname
real man.
so I don't
Okay.
dox him.
Yeah,
Um,
number 13 on the subscription service.
yeah, yeah. That was my 14th wedding last year. No, I don't know what number it was. I think that was the only wedding I had last year. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any I don't really have any stories from that. Well, after the wedding ended at, like, midnight, he had reserved a back room in a karaoke bar that we frequent. And so we had the whole back room. We walked in and like we know that he particularly is like huge into karaoke, and he knows the guy who runs karaoke there. And we walked in. He's like, any song you guys want, anytime you want to sing it, you guys just come up to me, and you're next in line. So that was pretty cool. And we were there until
All right.
the bar closed at 2, and they kicked like the wedding party out at like 2:30 ish. So they let us stay a little later, which was pretty cool. But yeah, that was kind of out of hand because like we walked in there and immediately like somebody went to the bar and was like, "Give me 3 cases of Miller Lights," and they were like, "I'm sorry, like that's not how people order beers at a bar." And they're like, "Oh no, yeah, we're going in that back room, and I'm taking 3 cases of Miller Lite with me back there." Yeah, good time. Me and my friends, we have a good time. Weddings are a good time. Don't take weddings too seriously. Some people
You know,
take
you
weddings
can
too seriously.
you can have parties with like I have a feeling you and your friends are like, God, I would love to all just like get together and hang out next week, but none of us are getting married, and so
Yeah,
one of you is like, I'll find somebody to marry. Don't worry, I
yeah,
really want us to have fun.
yeah. Me and my friends have parties all the time. For instance, I have a trophy here because I won at a LAN
Cover
party
that
we
first
had.
word. Cover the first word.
Gamer.
We don't talk about video games on RAFter Dark.
I was the Joel of the night at a LAN party
I love that
in
Joel is
December.
flipping off chat in that one shot.
We have frequent LAN parties, especially during the winter, just because nobody wants to go outside. We did have one last night, but I was not able to go, unfortunately, because I had D&D. But yeah, we have parties all the time. We're having Harry Potter themed parties. Chad, I got to show you pictures
Oh
of
my
that.
god.
You
Oh
would
my
love that.
god.
My buddy Digo, whose wedding was in November, he dresses up as Dumbledore and hosts this party every time. And I 3D printed little like magnets for houses, and he sorted everybody into houses, and that was your like drinking team for like drinking games. It was a great time.
Mm.
Your
That's
life is
pretty
wild.
cool.
I don't. You guys think this is wild? You guys make it sound like I have like
No,
85 really close friends. Like, no, I'm
I
talking to
think that's
Chad
really
in our
cool.
secret
I
Discord.
think
Can
that's
you, like,
it's
no
really
jokes.
cool. Go
No
ahead.
jokes. Can you count? Give us a rough estimate in the last 5 years. How many weddings have you been to?
Oh, 5 years. So that would be 2020 pandemic, which is going to put a dent into things because that's like 2 years down the drain, essentially.
Yeah,
That number's still gonna be
Um,
crazy though. It doesn't
I
matter.
know, right?
I don't think it's as crazy as you think. I don't know. Maybe 10 to 15 weddings.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Knowing
I'm
that there are 2 years that are empty in there, probably because of the pandemic. That's
So if it
5
was
weddings
3
a year?
years, yeah, 15, 5 weddings a year, like Chad said. You
So-
literally have
That's
3 in the
too
next
many
2 months.
weddings.
Let me ask, how many of those 10 to 15 weddings are family members or extended family? How many are friends that you don't have any familiar connection with?
You don't want to hear the answer to this question.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, it's primarily friends. I don't think any are family in there.
Well, that's cool.
How many of your friends are single?
A painful amount of them. A painful amount.
Oh my
How?
god! So there's so much more opportunity for more weddings. How
We
do
are
you-
There is
discovering
opportunity.
Joel has like 500 friends, apparently.
We talked-
that's what
we talked
they make
today.
it seem like in our secret Discord. In our
In our
group
secret
chat.
Discord, I was like, yeah, we can't make friends, but Joel just like he put all those skill points into just everyone become my friend when he was younger, and I don't know how he does it.
It's not that. It's that like the friends I make, like I'm ride or die for my friends. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm
All
really close to the
500 of
friends
them?
I do have. No, I don't have 500 friends. I have maybe 20 close friends, which I feel like is a reasonable
Okay,
amount.
okay.
of friends
First of
to have.
all, do you only go to weddings of close friends?
Yeah, I would say so.
So you
Have
went to
you
15 weddings in the last 3 years, and one of your secret Discords is 5 other people plus you. That's 20 close friends. What does that leave Adam and Alex? Like what are they to you? What are the people you're going to their weddings this year?
I was gonna try and act like my video froze, but it didn't work because I started laughing. No, I don't know. Like I don't know if 15, probably like 10. Probably 10 to 15, including the 3 I'm going to next month. Which is
Okay.
reasonable.
30
Okay.
weddings in 6 years is reasonable, huh?
That's
I mean, I'm not
here's
against
the
it. I'm
thing.
just saying that is a lot of weddings. I would say a
That is-
normal American citizen does not go to 30 weddings in the course of 6 years.
Okay. Here's what I'll say is like the whole, yeah. I mean, 30 weddings in one lifetime, I think is still too many weddings.
Yeah.
But I'm not at those numbers yet.
By the
Here's
way,
the
I
thing,
just realized. I just want to say real quick on the subject of my wedding. For the longest time, I've wanted to have some sort of like cool destination wedding, but I'm realizing right now that if I have it in Montreal, I will finally force all of you to come to Montreal. You will have no choice.
Here's the thing, Joel. When I said, Joel, you go to too many weddings. That's so expensive. All that travel. He replied, I think it was in all caps, I have never traveled for a wedding. So if
I
you hold it in
haven't.
Montreal, he's not coming to your wedding.
I've never traveled.
We'll see
for a
about
wedding.
that.
Well, within
We'll
reason.
see about that.
I've never flown anywhere for a wedding.
Oh,
Right?
I'll
I've driven to weddings that
get
are like
your ass up to
3-4 hours
Canada.
away.
Just you
I'll
wait.
tell you what, I'll fly fucking anywhere for a bachelor party. Tell you that right now.
Ooh. Have
But
you?
yeah,
I apologize. This whole episode has just become us grilling Joel, and I don't mean it that way,
don't
but I am going to
apologize.
grill you.
If it wasn't
I am
that,
gonna
I was
grill
going to
you.
ask you what poppers meant, Cozy. So keep it on the
No,
weddings.
We'll get to that. It's the first word in Mr.
We'll get
Popper's
to that.
Penguins, the novel from back in the day. Have you ever turned down a wedding? And you don't have to answer this if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't want to put anyone on the spot. But have you?
No, I don't think I've ever turned down a wedding because like the only weddings I'm getting invited to are people I'm close with. I would definitely turn down a wedding if it was like somebody I haven't talked to in years that like I don't know, that like I don't feel close with at all, if that makes sense. Or if it was like a
Mhm.
third cousin getting married and they want me to drive like more than 30 minutes from where I live, I'm probably not doing all that unless like I'm close with them. Like I have no problem turning down a wedding. But like so what I was gonna say is during the pandemic, like the kind of meme of the pandemic was, couples are they either find out that they're gonna get married through the pandemic, or they're just gonna break up during the pandemic. It just happens that most, if not all of my friends got married right after the pandemic. Like, me and 3 other friends got engaged, like, within a 3-week span, and we didn't even know that we were all planning to propose.
Sounds like you're not that close of friends if you don't even talk about the fact that your partner's the one and you're going to ask him to marry him.
That's not true, Chad. There's a lot of group chats. You don't want people to find out stuff. I didn't tell anybody that I was proposing.
Yeah, you didn't tell me. Actually, maybe you did.
I don't think so.
All right, Cozy. What was that first?
Which brings us to our next subject.
I wanted people
I
at
am,
home
like-
to check
I am
whether their
legitimately-
MP3 player was broken.
This is I will say this out loud. I really, really do want to hear your answer to this, Cozy. And I also want to preface this with there is no reason why the average straight person should know what poppers are. So don't feel like this is like grilling you,
So,
attacking you kind of thing. I'm
here's
just
the
very
thing.
curious what you think poppers might
Hold
be.
on, but before you start, Cozy, I want to give you
Okay.
like a preface. Poppers is more or less slang term for VHS cleaner. Use with that information what you will, and
And I realize that
don't
you're
care.
young enough that you might not know what that is. There used to be like VHSs
No.
that you would
I
have little things
remember-
you would like
I
pour
remember the
liquid into and it would
VHSs.
clean your okay.
My dad used to rent a lot of the Land Before Time movies from our local VHS store, and he
Oh,
would
nice,
pop them in our
nice.
VHS player. I watched all those movies. Do you know there are like 19
Oh,
Land
no.
Before Time movies? I'm trying to just delay the
kept going.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, hold on. I want to preface this by saying I know Joel had his own preface, but I have a preface of my own. Is this one of those things where it's like, man, you don't know blah blah blah, but it's just like some obscure term on UrbanDictionary.com?
No.
This is
This is one of
well-known.
those things where like if a friend of yours knows what popper is, you're like, oh, I didn't know you were gay. Like it's one of those kind of things. Like
This is one of those situations where like I'm fine with our viewership. I'm not complaining about the fact that we don't have all the people listening to this podcast in the world, but I wish that this was a live stream where we had like thousands of people watching us and we could put a poll in the chat. Have you heard of poppers, the slang term? Yes or no, to see how many people are on my side. Because I legitimately
and to be clear,
am not familiar with this term.
I would also be grilling Adam right now if he didn't already Google it about an hour ago.
By the way,
So I know
just
he
to
knows what
catch
it
people up, the reason why we're even talking about this for whatever godforsaken reason is because in the episode we did before this, which was our barf review of Portal 2, that's a video game. I know I'm going against the rules, but I'm setting context here. I opened up a peach popper, which is a 7% volume by alcohol drink available up
I
here in
forgot.
Quebec.
I forgot that that's why it got brought up until he said it.
Yeah, it
I
contains
also am
carbonated water,
7%
malt
alcohol
liquor, cane sugar, natural flavors, citric acid, malic acid, sodium citrate, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, sorbic acid, sunset yellow, FCF, and Allura red. And it contains barley. All right. So
If you were to just take it,
Tell us what it is?
knowing
Knowing
that it's
nothing.
VHS cleaner and knowing that there is in the homosexual community, there is a use for it. What is your guess as to what the use of poppers and what do poppers do?
why are we
What
doing
poppers
this?
to you?
Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to pull? Why are we pulling myself through this just Egyptian? I'm trying to think of like the 10 curses, the 10 plagues upon Egypt. This is like if Moses did a podcast and they're like, and now for the 10th plague, you have to explain what a popper is. I don't know what a popper is. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it where you stick your dick in a VHS cleaner? Not in a VHS cleaner, but in the VHS, and then you is it you stick your dick in the VHS and then you hit rewind. So all the are getting your dick real thick for basically automatically.
No,
Ugh.
but I could not have come up with anything better than that. No, poppers
Honestly,
is a
why
liquid.
even hold on? No. Why even reveal the actual truth here? Why not just go out into the sunset with that? Why do we? Let's just keep our listeners guessing for the end of time.
Oh. No, it's a VHS cleaner liquid that you snort that then opens and loosens the butthole and makes things a little bit more pleasurable down there. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but most parts of anal sex are not comfortable or good feeling. But yeah, that's what poppers do.
All right, I've resisted actually Googling this stuff the entire past hour, but I'm going to now look this up.
Do it in a private tab.
Now you have Cozy's
Now
attention.
I'm gonna look. The thing that confuses me most about it is because it basically, it was used as like it's chemicals, so people use it as cleaner, whatever.
It's like a muscle relaxer in a way.
Yeah, and it's a muscle relaxer. But it's interesting because again, this is all according to Wikipedia. When fumes from these substances are inhaled, they act as a potent vasodilator, producing mild euphoria, warmth, and dizziness. So vasodilator is basically like when your blood vessels like widen, which apparently relaxes the muscles around it. But isn't also Viagra just a thing that makes your blood vessel? I don't know. It might be a blood thinner and not a blood vessel because that's how you get. It was initially supposed to be Viagra was like for people with heart needed either whatever heart stuff. And they're like, oh, by the way, it also gives you a boner if you're not able to get one because it makes blood go to your dick easier. So I'm shocked that this isn't used for that and instead is used for relaxing your butthole instead of giving your dick more blood. It's just I don't know.
So I Googled how does Viagra work?
Yes.
And you might or might not be shocked to know that Viagra actually is an inhibitor and it obstructs an enzyme.
So
does it keep the blood in your dick instead of letting it go out?
I don't know. We're learning all sorts of sex facts tonight. Let's find out.
I did a little bit of research. I'm on the Government of Canada website. I'm on a page called Poppers Are Unauthorized and May Pose Serious Health Risks. And basically it has a list of all the various types of poppers. You have Dolce Detersive Bello. You have Amsterdam. You have Blue Boy Original. You have Double Scorpio Rose Gold. You have English Royale. You have Gold Label Amsterdam. A lot of Amsterdam.
Cozy, I thought we weren't talking about video games here. You're just listing indie games.
You have Jungle Juice Platinum, Jungle Juice Platinum Black. Pink
Wow,
Sweat.
platinum.
That's a cousin of Cum Piggy. And you have Roquefort.
Oh my god, this is the best episode.
Health Canada is advising about unauthorized products promoted as poppers that may pose serious health risks. Poppers is a slang term for products that contain alkyl nitrates, despite being labeled for various uses such as leather cleaners, room deodorizers, or liquid license. These products are inhaled or ingested by consumers for recreational purposes. So yeah, you
Nailed
weren't
it.
wrong.
You found out about poppers. You know what's really funny? As we were doing all this, your boy likes to Google, right? And I have 4 tabs open up right now. I'm closing poppers, so it was 5. So first, when Joel was talking about his suits, I went on his Twitter to try to figure out if he had posted a picture of him in his gray suit. I did not find one. I did find a picture of you from Kind of Funny Prom in a blue suit with like a checkered board shirt underneath it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Looks
that's
like a
an
very
old
nice suit, but it's not the gray one you were talking about. I also found a tweet from Joel. This from September 29th, 2020. Official petition to get Vin Diesel's new song "Feel Like I Do" added to Beat Saber, and it's just a picture
Oh
of
my
Vin
God.
Diesel smiling, and that brought me back. That song was 2020. That was
Oh my god. Wait, September
Incredible.
2020?
yeah. I mean, that's when Joel made the tweet. I don't know when the song came out.
Joel, did we have our secret, like, were you part of the crew back then? Like,
Yeah.
our secret Discord back then?
Yeah, when we were all
Okay.
talking about that song. That's probably why I tweeted it.
Feel
What
like
a-
I do.
Incredible song.
I thought that was gonna be
Incredible.
like a wild coincidence. But no, okay.
It's crazy. My other 2 ones, again, Joel talking about weddings. I looked at the movie Wedding Crashers. I've never seen the movie in full, but I'm very
it's a
interested
great
to watch Wedding Crashers. I've only seen like 15 minutes of it. I was just.
I think I've only seen clips as well.
Yeah, I might watch that. Apparently, it was the first R-rated movie to cross $200 million at the domestic box office, and the last
200 million. That's it, huh?
well, I'm saying the
Okay.
first one to hit that number, first R-rated movie to hit 200 million.
All right.
In the U.S. In U.S. only, not worldwide. And then the last thing I looked up is I don't know why this. Oh yeah, before we recorded, I was also asking Joel about like, hey, are you allowed to? Can you drink your pee if it's in like the first minute of you getting it?
Oh
out?
yeah, tell us all about drinking pee.
Again, Wikipedia is great. So apparently, in extreme cases, people may drink urine if no other fluids are available. Although, eh?
Sorry, I just remembered Cozy talking about putting your dick in the VCR.
Wild. Although numerous credible sources advise against that. So here's what else happened, right? So in one incident, Aaron Ralston drank urine when trapped for several days with his arm under a boulder. That's the guy from that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
James Franco played him in
The
that
James
movie.
Franco movie. Yeah. Survivalist television host Bear Grylls drank urine and encouraged others to do so on several episodes of the TV show. That's why I thought you could do it, because Bear Grylls said, "Oh yeah, you can drink pee." But according to like U.S. Army Field Manual and the SAS Survival Handbook, they're like, "Do not drink your pee under any circumstances."
Isn't it
It's
like filled with salt?
Yeah,
it's
salty
gonna
as shit, maybe
dehydrate
will
you.
make it worse. So Bear Grylls lied to us. You know, it is what it is. The other thing that came up with that is that Wikipedia is a wonderful site. Urine may also be consumed as a sexual activity, and there's a link to another Wikipedia page, which is the people like to get peed on or whatever. But every time there's a sexual act on Wikipedia, it's like a 1700s like portrait, and it's just like this black and white photo of like this lady pissing on this dude, and it's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. So
Pee on people Wikipedia.
it's called urologania.
Urolagnia. Oh my
Urolagnia.
god. She
But
got her
look at the
titties out
picture.
and everything.
Yeah. Educational.
Well, I'm glad that I didn't come here with a drink called Urolagnia. That would have been as bad as Poppers was. This would have been 10 times worse.
I mean, Poppers was pretty good. It got us there.
Yeah.
Chad.
Yeah.
When was the last wedding you went to?
Last wedding I went to. Well, I sat in 2020, or maybe it was 2021. I sat in my living room awaiting the Zoom link to watch Matt Vieira's wedding.
Oh.
And then he told us, hey, something's not working. So I didn't see that wedding.
Oh.
But Oh, it was my cousin Rick. My cousin Rick. His was a year and a half ago, something like that. I
There
have a
wasn't
lot of
12
cousins.
weddings between those two?
No, there was not. I
Huh.
do have. I'll be honest.
That's
I have a lot
unfortunate.
of cousins.
That's really
both my
unfortunate.
parents are one of 6, and so I have a ton of cousins. And when I lived in North Carolina, it was basically every time a cousin got married, everyone from the family went to that thing. So there was a stretch of like 4 or 5 years where I went to like, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 weddings, but then that was it. And they were all family, and we stopped. No, that's a lie. Last summer, I went to my friend Jessie's wedding. I was the best man / maid of honor in her wedding.
Well, see, that's interesting that you had to go to family stuff, and Joel doesn't go to any family weddings, but just
I
goes
know,
to
right?
every friend's wedding that imaginable.
I'm going to 2 family weddings next month.
Yeah, I know, but before this, the 17 before this were all friends, right?
And it's
Yeah,
not
my
technically
family
your
did.
family; it's your in-laws, right? Because it's Elise's family.
My family, Chad.
She's not in the room. You can say how you really feel, Joel. It's fine.
It's
Joel,
my family, Chad.
don't give in to peer pressure, Joel. Don't let him bug you around.
Cozy, what about you? When's the last
I
one? When's the next one? You know?
Well, so what's funny is I'm pretty sure I talked about this on the main podcast. So I was hesitant to bring it up earlier because I figured people would be like, "Oh, we already heard this one." It was the one that I went to in Amsterdam last year. If you remember, I
Oh,
did
that's
that
right.
big trip to
God,
Europe
yeah.
where I went to London, I went to Amsterdam, and then we went to Paris en France. And yeah, so this was for my older cousin on my mom's side of the family. And it was a pretty wild wedding. The kind of very like highlight reel cliff notes of the wedding is we got married. We had the official ceremony at Amsterdam City Hall. And then we went on a nice like gondola cruise throughout Amsterdam's canals. People don't really think of Amsterdam as a city filled with canals. They tend to think of Venice in Italy as being like that. But Amsterdam has a whole lot of canals. And so let me tell you, I discovered Aperol spritzes on that vacation. And I had a whole lot of
Hell
Aperol
yeah.
spritzes on that vacation.
Dude, those are the best. Those are the best.
Yeah, hold on, let me Google that real quick.
I got definitely look it up. Don't go on Urban Dictionary. Look it up on normal Google this time.
Well, that's
now
what
I'm
Chad's
curious what an Aperol
is.
Spritz is in Urban
When Chad
Dictionary.
types in at the top of his browser, it's just going to Urban Dictionary.
I got
Not even Googling.
Yeah, I set my default browser instead of Google. It's Urban Dictionary.
I
What
got
is
pretty
Aperol? This says
Aperol.
it's an equal parts Aperol and Prosecco and a splash of club soda.
It's
I
like
think it's
this
a brand, right?
Yeah. You don't want to drink Aperol by itself. It's like pretty nasty. But Aperol Spritz is a good time. I got pretty tipsy on the boat. Eventually, we basically I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was like a very beautiful backyard of this old historic building. We had a nice dinner there, and then we all got into a bunch of not Ubers, but like whatever their equivalent of Uber is, and we headed over to this tower across the river. I recall I probably showed you like a video of us going up the tower. It was straight up was like if Willy Wonka's chocolate factory was a tower rather than just like a large industrious factory. That's legitimately what it felt like. And yeah, we had just a hell of an after party at the top of this tower overlooking the river north of Amsterdam and the city of Amsterdam itself. It was a genuinely crazy wedding. And no, I probably don't want to have this on a public podcast, but there's a detail about that wedding that I don't want to get into. It's not about the drugs. It's about the people that
poppers.
the wedding was
Something
about.
different
The
than
poppers,
drugs.
right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was
There wa-
well, it wasn't about the poppers until tonight when he realized that's what it's called, but they all put their dicks in VHS players and hit rewind. You might or might not be surprised to
That's the
learn
sound it makes.
there is one entry for Aperol spritzing on urbandictionary.com.
Oh,
One single definition for it.
what is it?
Drinking your way through a town, one Aperol spritz at a time. And the sentence is, we went Aperol spritzing through Venice, Italy. It was a blast. Sounds very similar to what your experience was.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's a dangerous drink because it's the kind of thing where like you just consume one of them and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Give me another one. And it's
so light.
You get real
such a
drunk on
light
a
drink.
boat real fast, real drunk. But yeah, that's the last wedding I was at. In terms of my next wedding, I mean, I don't really know at the moment. We will have to see. There's no immediate family members that come to mind that are about to get
You don't
married.
have 6 lined up for the next year like some people?
No, I have 2 younger cousins who might get married at some point within the next decade, but probably not immediately. My younger sister, I don't know if she's dating anyone at the moment. What's funny is I actually got a new suit last year because originally the plan was we were planning on doing Rafferty at PAX East. And I was like, oh man, it would be cool if I got a new suit for that, something with like a little bit more color. And so I ended up getting a blue suit for that particular occasion. Obviously, Rafferty ended up not happening, but I ended up using the blue suit for the wedding that we had in Amsterdam. So it ended up working out just fine regardless. But yeah, no weddings. Oh, shit. I just realized that's actually not the last wedding I've been to. The most recent wedding I've been to, more recently than the wedding we had in Amsterdam, is we actually, this is for my cousin on my father's side of the family. We went to a science museum in Vermont, and they actually brought a bunch of ice cream trucks, Ben and Jerry's ice cream trucks that served free ice cream. Not free ice cream in the sense, because obviously they paid for the trucks, but free for us, the participants of the wedding. That was really fun.
Wait, why did they need multiple trucks?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was just one truck. I don't know if there were multiple trucks.
You want all the wedding guests going
truck.
to one ice cream truck window? That's a big bottleneck there.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Probably not as big of a deal as you think.
Adam, what about your weddings? You got a bunch of weddings coming up?
Oh,
What's the last wedding you can remember?
I said I'm not crazy like y'all. I don't go to a ton of them. I think the last one I did was my buddy Alex got married. God, here's the thing: is like he's on his second kid, and they got married before they had the kids. So
kids are getting married now.
They're definitely
hopefully not to each other.
Still young. But yeah, so that may have been, I don't know, 3, 4. I don't know when it was exactly. It was either before the pandemic or right afterwards, because it hasn't been that long. But yeah, that was, so I'm gonna guess at least 3 years ago up to 6 years ago is the last time I went to one. So I don't go to weddings like that. I also don't have 50 close friends that I would go to their weddings for.
Joel, how many text messages do you get a day?
I don't know. I'll start counting them. I'll start an Excel sheet.
Hold on.
I won't count
I
every
think there's a
text I
way
get.
in like your.
I'll count every time I get like a notification. Every time I check my notifications in their text messages.
Sorry.
You're saying there's a way I could check?
Yeah, there's in screen time on in your phone setting. I think there's a like this is how many notifications you got from this app in the last 24 hours or in the last week.
Sorry, quick aside. This is a complete tangent. Right now, the Oscars have been happening while we've been doing this podcast. Did you know that Morgan Freeman is bald now?
Yeah.
I feel like the last commercial he was in, I noticed that he was bald. Yeah.
He was on stage to give tribute to Gene Hackman, who recently passed away under weird circumstances. And yeah, here's the thing. I really like the look. I'm just surprised is all.
Okay.
Yeah, how do I get to screen time?
It's in your settings. If you scroll down, it's in the like chunk that says notifications, on haptics, focus, and screen time.
Okay, I see.
And then you tap see all app and website activity.
Wait, what are we
and then
checking?
You scroll past all the Pornhub and you tap on messages.
Oh, where do I see
have
that? Oh, see all app and scroll to messages.
Yeah. In the last day, I have 294 notifications from the messages app.
Okay.
Wow.
What's your number?
What's your number?
What do you guess? You know Chad's. What do you guys think
if you have at least 20 close friends, not counting Alex and Adam, I assume you keep in contact with them frequently. I can tell you most of my messages today were either from the group talking about that fucking SnowRunner game or my mom who broke her knee yesterday. So those are outliers. So I'm thinking on a regular ass day, you probably got like, I don't know, 2,000 messages, notifications.
I'm gonna guess at least like 700-800 for sure.
Cozy, any guess?
I'm gonna guess exactly 6,221.
321.
321. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
So
he just
not
doesn't
a
respond.
crazy amount.
No, here's just 50 people text him. He just doesn't respond.
It's not even that. It's like people I'm close with. Like I'm not texting every single day. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
But there are times. Don't
Alright.
get me wrong. There are times when like a group chat will just start popping off. Like they're trying to like we're gonna get a lake house at the end of May. I anticipate in the next week or two that
But it's
there's gonna be a
only
group chat with 25 people in it, all texting each other about what dates work for them.
Yeah,
where
25
they
people
would-
going to a lake house?
Yeah, we do it every year.
now in my head, I'm envisioning like it's
Can you
only
name all
get
25 of your
texts.
close friends?
You only get texts about weddings.
Are they in the room
bachelor
with us right
parties,
now?
or like wedding related things?
Yeah, Joel just doesn't get text unless it's like, what is this big fucking group thing we're all about to do? We're all about to travel. And that's when he gets text messages, and then otherwise it's quiet.
It
No,
makes
I
sense
wouldn't
then.
say that.
Anytime that we used to be like, "Hey, anyone want to raid this weekend?" and everyone would say something except for Joel. I used to always just think it was Joel just not wanting to say no and hurt our feelings, but now I know it's just getting lost, and he probably muted it because he has thousands of other messages about a lake house coming up.
I know we're not supposed to talk about the video games on this podcast, but
Uh-oh.
this is relevant to the conversation.
Something
This
nice here,
sounds like one of
buddy.
those things where you're like, this is gonna sound racist. I promise it's not racist, and then it's always
Have
racist.
there ever been video games in any capacity at any of these weddings?
Like a Smash Brothers setup or something? Or like, what are we talking?
Yeah, something like
anything?
that, or like a retro corner or anything like that. Or have there been weddings? Have you had any video game themed wedding? Have you had a wedding where it's like, we have like a Mario and Princess Peach themed cake or something cheesy
Okay,
like that?
nothing cheesy like that. But 2 weddings I've been to they're all friends that we used to play Halo 2 together, like way
Oh.
back in the day in middle school, and 2 separate couples got married, and we all know each other from Xbox. They met their spouses on Xbox. One was in St. Louis and one was in Toronto.
But they
That's
didn't.
Canada.
But the weddings weren't themed around Halo. There wasn't anything Halo about them.
No, there was nothing
No.
themed around video games, but I mean, the overarching theme of their relationship is video games because that's how they met, and like the first one was in St. Louis, and you could tell they didn't really tell their families how they met, and it was awkward, man. It was so awkward because like me and Elise went there, and like this is like a year after we started dating, and she met me in St. Louis for this wedding, and like I couldn't tell what the vibe was. I was because it was weird. I was like, do they know that they met on Xbox or something? And I was like, I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say like I'm one of Matt's friends, because he didn't have many friends there because he's from Florida, I guess, and he doesn't have close friends, I guess you could say. But so we were there, and like one of the bride's aunts like whispers to me because like we're at the same table, and she's like, "Hey, so like, are you like one of the Xbox people?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What do you?" I was like, "What do you mean by that?" She's like, "Yeah, we heard that there's like a lot of people from Xbox here." I'm like, "Well, I know Matt from Xbox. Like that's how we met." She's like, "Oh, really?" She's like, "When did you guys meet?" I was like, "When I was in like 7th grade." So like 15 years ago or something. She's like, "What? That's crazy." And it was just like this weird vibe 'cause it was like, who knows and who doesn't know? You know what I mean? It was very awkward.
Did they get married in St. Louis because they're like, oh, the arch is kind of like one of the Halo rings? Like if you embedded it in the ground.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
What you
They
should
definitely did
do,
not live there.
definitely at one of these weddings in the future where you have the chance to like make song requests or whatever, you should definitely slip a few video game tunes in there. But like you have to do it subtly. You can't just be like, oh, and now World 1-1 theme from Mario is playing. You have to be like, find some Final Fantasy tunes that kind of sound like an anonymous thing you would hear at a wedding, but are actually Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
I'll throw like the Doom theme song in there, just super heavy metal.
Oh,
I don't know.
at my friend's wedding that I was her best man / maid of honor at, the husband. What do you call the spouse? Yeah, The groom, that's it. The groom at the reception, he made a speech at the reception, which was apparently a Kefka speech from Final Fantasy 3. And at
Oh,
the end of the speech, it was like a call and response thing, and all of the groomsmen, all of his side of the wedding party, they all like called the response back at him. And I was just like, oh, these are awesome
but
people.
Kefka's a bad guy. Like, was his speech like really sinister? Like, that seems like a weird basis for a speech, to be totally honest.
I don't know. It worked.
Okay.
It worked. I got a couple rebuttals. I'm not going to say too much here. I'm not going to dox myself. At one of my weddings, I was on a Switch because it had Hulu and I was watching live sports. Second,
Hashtag this is not an ad. We are not sponsored.
Second, I went back to my oldest because I was looking for pictures of me at a wedding. Like I was looking for pictures of Joel in his suit earlier. And again, maybe this is just a weird Twitter thing because both of our oldest tweets were both from 2020. So maybe that's just like where weird turnover happened because I was on Twitter before then. My earliest immediate post, because I'm just looking for pictures, is me taking a picture of a pallet of family-sized Peep cereal at Walmart. I don't know why that's the oldest one, but family-sized Peep cereal, gross.
My brain at first didn't put together that it was a family-sized box of Peep cereal, but it said it was family-sized Peeps, and I was like, "What?
Just
Cereal?
big old
What?
Peeps.
Oh."
But then outside of that, my last thing I was going to do, because you were talking about he was too embarrassed to talk about how they met. I don't know. This is for me. So like I was, because of the age we are, I think meeting people online first to date them, I feel like is not super weird. So it's weird. Like, are you embarrassed about how you meet someone? It's like, oh, I met them on Facebook because everyone fucking uses
No.
Facebook. Like, how else?
Yeah.
But he
No.
was hiding that they met on Xbox.
It was-
It's like, why?
That was back in 2016. So like that was around the time that was like kind of weird, right? Like it was like the turning point of like people. It's like becoming more common for people that met on Tinder and like all these other dating apps to actually like get married and stuff like that. So it was definitely like more of like, I don't know. They didn't want to have to like explain. I don't know. It was just awkward, right?
I
Like,
mean,
there was definitely a turning point around that
Tinder
time.
launched in 2012. Right?
Yeah, but people were just fucking on it for
Yeah.
How else are you
long
supposed to meet
time.
people? How else are you supposed to meet people? And they're like, I can't believe you met your wife online. It's like, was I supposed to go to the town hall meeting and see what single women were looking to be courted? Like, what do you want me to do here?
No, that's all they expect you to do is like you go down to the bar, you sit there and you drink alone until you see a pretty girl, and then you grab her ass when she doesn't want you to, and then she's your wife now. That's how they expect you to meet people.
Maybe, I guess. I can try that, see if it works. What?
Gray suit.
Wow.
Flipping people off. You're so cool.
For a second, I was like, did you go into another room and take that picture just to have it on your
No, that was a
the podcast?
that was a photo booth picture I took at the photo booth at that wedding, which the photo booth I created. There you go.
With like your bare hands?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Do you do that for every wedding, or is that just too much work to do?
Yeah,
20
I
times in a row?
just bring it to every wedding I go to. Like, hey, in case you need it, like I got this photo booth outside.
You know,
And
it only
clearly you
takes me
can
a
see
minute to
he's the
set
only
up.
one that uses it.
Yeah, where was anybody else in that picture? Why is it just you flipping off the camera?
Because that
Because
was
they
like
didn't allow him to bring the photo booth inside the wedding. They're like, no, we asked you to stop bringing this, Joel. And he's like, fine, I'll take my own photos.
that was the very end of the night, and I was about to turn the photo booth off because we were all leaving to go to the karaoke bar, and so I was like, I'm just gonna do this right now, and I flipped off
Hell
the
yeah.
camera, and it's honestly one of my favorite pictures of myself.
That's nice. I guess the question is, because I think we're getting close to an hour. Out of the 3 people here who are not married, what is the plan? And then who's getting invited?
I mean, I'll go first and say that I'm going to try to invite as many people as possible. Everybody that I've ever so much as licked in the old ear are going to get an invite for this wedding.
Hold on, licked in the what ear? Leold?
I was trying to I was trying to say ye old ear, but sometimes words are tough.
Okay, I thought that was just like a Canadian saying of, lick a gift horse
For
in
a
the
brief
mouth.
second, Chad, I thought about lying to you and saying that it was. Oh no, what does Urban Dictionary say now?
Oh, so I googled licked in the ye old ear, and
Oh no.
a Reddit post comes up. My dad used to lick and suck on my ears? ? That's awkward.
Anyways, yeah, everyone's going to get an invitation except for the people that I don't like, but those people are relatively few, or are they? Who's to say? Yeah, I don't know. I gotta. The thing about that Amsterdam wedding we went to is like that wedding was like truly spectacular. It outdid any expectation that I've had for any wedding I've ever attended, and now I feel like I need to figure out a way to one up that, but also without asking people to travel to Europe, and also without costing a bazillion dollars. So it's going to be a. Let me put it this way: Cozy's got to cook on this one. Cozy's got to cook.
Okay, good to know. Chad, what about you?
I am two reasons behind this that I am not going to have a wedding. Probably, I'm gonna have a courthouse. Like, let's just sign the fucking document and just.
Joel
be
will come to
married.
that too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Joel will
I'll
have
be
to
there
as the
too.
witness. Joel will be there as the witness. In fact, I might have to, whenever Joel comes to California for the first time and like sees me, I'm gonna have to be like, "Fuck, Joel's gonna be here in March. I gotta find a partner. I gotta find somebody to marry because this is my one shot for him to be my."
I gotta go buy poppers.
I gotta buy poppers. Where does someone find a
I was gonna
VCR
say,
nowadays? I don't know if we're gonna have enough VCRs.
Chad, why would you have Joel be the person observing your ceremony when I can bring poppers to your little ceremony?
Cozy, I don't want anyone to do poppers at my wedding except for you and me. That's it.
No,
No, I don't want to have anyone there. One, because weddings are they're so expensive, and I honestly hate going to weddings, so I don't even want to have one of my own. But they're so expensive, and I would rather just spend that money on just like going to a cool place or taking a cool trip instead. I don't know, like a honeymoon. And then two is I'm also the kind of person that is like really close with the friends that I would invite, and I'm also the kind of person that would not. Like, if I invited someone to my wedding and they didn't show up for any reason, like even, a natural disaster or whatever it was, I'd be devastated.
A natural disaster not good enough for Chad.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Nope.
You lost your legs, don't care.
I don't
You
even
should've
throw
been here.
birthday parties, and I don't even invite people to like. I'm not going to do a birthday thing because like if one person that I invite doesn't show up, I'm going to be crushed. So I'm not going to throw a wedding. What about you, Adam?
I'm not doing that again. No, thank you. Have a good day. Live your life.
Joel, what if let me pitch you on this idea. What if instead of having one wedding, you have 10 weddings? So it's like the same wedding for you and your lovely to be, but it's 10 times over.
I don't understand what the.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I
Just
don't
really,
think I get it.
big one. Like, what are we
Like,
talking
no,
about?
like
I'm not paying for 10 weddings. If that's what you're getting at.
That's what I'm
No
saying.
chance in
I'm
hell.
saying 10 different ceremonies, 10 different cakes, 10 different guest lists. 10 times the fun.
The one thing I will say about like my wedding that's crazy to think about looking back on is like that might be the only time in my life that all those people will be together. You know what I mean? Like that's insane. That's crazy to think about.
Well, like both sides of the family and those 30 friends that you invited, and is that what we're talking about? Or
yeah, just like I don't know the group of people that were at the wedding. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
yeah, half of them are probably fucking deceased, and the other half live on a different part of the world, and yeah, they're just living their own lives.
Wow, Joel, half your friends are dead?
Well, family. If great grandma was
Half
there
your family's dead?
5 years ago, great grandma's
Oh
probably
my
not here
God.
anymore.
Hmm.
None of my great
Half your
grandparents
family
are
is
alive.
one great grandma.
You never know. You never know.
That's wild. Well, this has been an exciting. This is maybe RAFter Dark is maybe my favorite piece of content that we do now. What a journey we took.
I think it's got to stay. I think it's got to stay.
What a
I
journey.
enjoy it too much.
This is the best stuff. I don't know how to end something as great as this other than just be like, thanks patrons for supporting us, and we hope you like that your money is going towards this content specifically as your reward and your prize. That's it.
Yeah. And if you're not a patron listening to this, you're still a winner in my eyes. You're a real winner free.
You'll still be invited to Cozy's wedding. Don't worry.
Yes, that's
Oh
true.
yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. You're all invited. I'm gonna lick you right by the ears.
It's gonna lick you right in the ears, and everyone gets poppers.
Yeah.